Hello everyone, welcome back to ZOR, Pilgrimage of the Slorfs. There was a very big update for the game last week, and so there's a new boss, there are new enemies, there are new cards, a lot of the crafting has been reworked. So we're just going to jump into a pilgrimage and see what we see. Right, we're going to play on normal difficulty. It says there's a new boss, but these are the same destinations, so we'll play on mystery to see where we're going later on. We will leave off the blessings and the burdens and just go in with a standard normal difficulty run. Let us begin. So if you haven't seen ZOR before, we have our two Slorf creatures here, and each day we are brought onto a randomly generated hexagonal tile map, and we simply have to use our cards to kill all of the enemies, and we can also collect resources and discover and research new stuff along the way. We have food, water, and health. Health is literally just HP. Food is a resource for playing cards. Water is a resource for playing attacks and harvests. And then if you don't have enough food or water to play a card, you can use your health as a substitute, but obviously you risk death in those circumstances. So we've got two enemies here, each with 2 HP and 1 action. So it's going to take them to move 1 and then another. So up here, is this a cliff? That is a cliff there. So we're going to play Explore, step up this cliff, grab those sticks. They are added to our resources for later on. This is a dead tree. We can harvest it to gain sticks. I want to get to that petroglyph there to learn a recipe, and we also have more sticks over here. These guys are going to take their time coming towards us. There are mushroom patches in the bottom left for additional food. I'm actually just going to walk 1 tile back to here. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles away to get to that petroglyph, but I'm not going to use my motivation because that's going to be a very good card for attacking later. This dead tree, we're going to harvest it. We get ourselves another stick. I'm going to keep walking over towards that petroglyph. Now that this tree has been removed, we can actually get to this stick far more easily. Now what we don't have on this board anywhere is a source of water, so we cannot replenish the water that we have, which is its own problem. So what are we going to do? Let's motivate now. I'm going to step forward for 1, attack for 1, and then step back. Then they move towards us, but because they only have 1 action, they use that action to move forward. They don't attack us. Up here, let's go with a lazy to get this recipe. We learn about sharp sticks. And then down here, this guy has 1 HP left. We can spend our 1 water to swipe for 1 damage. They are dead. Excuse me. So they dropped some small meat and some XP, so we can collect that later. Up here, I'm going to explore down to this mushroom on a pedestal. I'm going to go with lazy to collect this meat and then step back again. And because we still have all of our water, we can harvest these mushrooms to give us some extra food. And then here with motivation, motivation gives us 3 actions. Our first attack is 1 action, then the second attack in the same turn costs 2 actions, the third attack costs 3 actions, and so on. So this creature has 2 HP. We can attack it once for 1 action, a second time for 2 actions, and the threat is over. So now we gain a Make Camp card. We can play that whenever we want to end our day. But before we do that, we want to spend time collecting these experience crystals at the very least. Now, we don't need to play the swipe card, although I guess if we want to, we can attack those thorns and clear a path for ourselves. But really what we're interested in doing is going crystal, crystal, and then on the board, we don't get anything from these weeds. We don't get anything from this old stump. nor these mushroom patches, so there's no more resources to be gained. So we can make camp for the night. We get all of our food and water back when we camp, but we do not replenish all of our health. We get 1 daily XP, 2 that we collected are 3 sticks, and we learned about sharp sticks. So now at camp we can either go and look at the map ahead for the next day. Then we can also manage our deck of cards. So you can see all of the stuff that is in our active deck currently. We have more movement slots, attack slots, harvest and effect slots, but we don't have cards to fill those yet. And if we fill our deck completely, then we will have an overflow of additional cards in the pool. And then there's also this crafting screen. So we can improve our camp to gain buffs and new rewards, or we can create cards if we have the stuff. But this sharp stick takes 2 sticks and 1 stone, but we have not collected any stone yet, so we can't craft a sharp stick. But we have 3 regular sticks, so we can create a small fire for +2 max food on our characters, or a planning for +1 hand size and +1 scouting. I'm going to take the the +2 max food. Then we have a bunch of other stuff, but we'll worry about that when we can craft it. Going back to our deck, that is broken. Right, reloaded it right back to where we were. Worth noting, it is in early access, the game, so some bugs and bits may apply. But as I was saying, we have 3 experience here, so now we can upgrade any of our 3 experience cards to something more interesting. So we can go swipe or harvest, or our basic walks will become explore cards. We can't afford to upgrade our explore cards into something more interesting. So I think this early, I'm going to upgrade swipe. It will choose 3 of 9 random possibilities to offer to us, then we pick one of those 3. Big strike, disengage, and mark. Big strike, 1 water, 2 damage. Disengage, 1 water, 1 damage. Attack adjacent target for 1 damage, then step back 2 tiles. Slorf gains stealth for 1 turn. And mark. Attack target in range 3 for 1 damage. If target is an enemy, buff with +1 to combat damage received. This exhausts and does not reshuffle. I think I'm just going to take a big strike. Nice to be able to kill 2 health targets all at once. And with those 2 things done, we can head on for our next day to the Wondrous Bend. When we have scouting, we'll be able to see the names of the encounters further ahead. And once we can see those further ahead, we'll be able to better plan for what we might want to craft or include in our deck. So we have a tough bug, a grimp runt, a grimp, and an underflock turret. What's annoying is that Gorb is trapped by all of these mushrooms that we're not really going to be able to get the benefit of. There's also emerging roots. Enter becomes tangled roots, then costs 2 to enter thereafter. And Gorb goes first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the expensive lazy card and just march through these mushrooms here. And let's just walk over for 1 first. They move. That did not have a target, so then it rotates. And they move. Now, some things to note here. There is a water source, so if we've spent water on harvesting or striking, we can stand next to it, and at the end of the turn, the end of the round, we will replenish all of our water at once. There's another petroglyph. There's some grass here. And another dead tree. So this guy here, tough bug, 2 actions, flying, nibble for 1, 1 armor, 1 health. So we want to hit it for 2. And it's going to move towards us for 2. So what I'm actually going to do here, controversially, is I'm going to step back 1. And this only has 1 action, this only has 1 action, this has 2, so we can actually move across these roots Now we need to help out in quite a big way. We can't kill this, but what we can do is if we explore, we can step forward one and take out the shield, the armor, and then we are under threat from this guy now, but we do have motivation. So what we can do is we can hit this for one and use the other two actions to hit that for one, and now we are no longer threatened. They move closer to us. I'm going to harvest this dying bow behind us and get a branch card. So that is a card in our deck. It's destroyed if we use it, but then we can also take that back to camp and use it for crafting. As for Hulga here, this guy has 2 HP. We have our big strike. Nice and simple. This thing's rotating around. It's not going to hit us because we are between the exact 3 tiles that it can hit. But we need to do 3 damage to it eventually. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Hulga start making her way to this corner, and Gorb here can deal with the fighting. So, Gorb up here, let's go explore for 2. Get those mushrooms. And down here, we'll go lazy for 3. Step into the threatening part, but then straight back out again. They have no way to attack us. They will if we stay here, though. So let's take a walk for 1. Get those sticks. We can get XP and sticks. They're going to rotate, but they won't attack us till the end of the turn in this 3 red line. In which time we can walk over, get these mushrooms. We're going to get this grass. That is a crafting component for us. Now, unfortunately, if I want to get these sticks, I will have to hurt myself because our harvest card costs 2 and we only have 1 water left. But instead, I think I'm going to explore over to here. We're going to walk onto this and learn a recipe. Rock Hucker. Sounds like a great time. That's going to keep spinning. We have 1 water, so we can big strike this. And now we are going to try and march back via this water as fast as we can. Because I would like to get every available resource here if possible. So let's start with an explore. We'll hit this and step over towards those sticks. The enemies are clear. We get our make camp card. Back to Hulga. We only have 5 food, but there are some mushrooms there along our way. So I'm actually going to discard this harvest card for now. So it will take the 2 water we have, but we don't have to play the card. Then we can redraw into more useful cards. I'm going to walk 1 to that stick. I'm going to walk 1 to replenish our water. So we drink and completely fill our available water. Then here we have 6 food. I'm going to play 2 of it whilst we motivate ourselves for free over in this direction. We've drawn back our harvest card, which I expected to. We can explore, get this food. We can then step up to this tree, end our turn. We don't have to use all of the available movement. Now this branch, we can just discard it for a free pass. And then we can harvest this tree, get the last of the sticks. The only thing that remains is food. We don't need to collect the food, so let's make camp. Going very swimmingly so far. I want to know what's in a rock hucker. What do I need to get one of those? Sticks, grass, and stone. 1 water, attack target within range 3 for 1 damage. Sounds like a great time. I want one of those, but we cannot craft it until we can get a rock. Otherwise, we can get a cozy fire and increase our max food and gain a walk card. We can get simple bedding where we will heal once at each campsite. Or we can get planning for +1 hand size and 1 scouting level. I think more max food might be the thing to do. What else might we want a log for? Now the woodshed needs a branch and 3 sticks, but it gives us 1 stick every time we camp. So let's do that. We'll take planning. We can't get anything else here, but when we can, we'll get the woodshed, and then that will give us more sticks for just about everything else that we need. Can't do anything there, so let's go to our deck. We have 5 XP, so we can upgrade Big Strike again. It would become a Maniacal Strike for 2 water for 4 damage. We can upgrade our Harvest card or any of our other stuff. I think I'm going to take an Explore here. It will give us 3 of 11 possible options, and then we have to pick one of those 3. Nature Walk. Give Slorf 3 actions, plus 1 action for each adjacent tree and water tile. Strain. Cost 1 health. Give Slorf 3 actions. Cost is free if food is full. Encourage. Give Slorf 3 actions. Slorf gains Aura 2 until next turn. Other Slorfs gain +1 action from cards. I think Nature Walk is going to be the easiest one to make most use of here. And with our crafting and our XP done, we can jump into another fresh day. Soothing Shrine. We can now see that there's a choked hive ahead. Probably going to have lots of bees in it, so if we wanted to try and manipulate our stuff to get more prepared for fighting bees, we could, although we have limited options right now. And look, there's bees here too. So, let's get a lay of the land. Up here, there is a water source. It's the only one on the board. There's also an aloe tree, which gives us a healing pod. A petroglyph. A stone pile that gives us a stone if we harvest it. Concealing grass. Slorfs gain stealth while in this tile, and we can harvest it to get some more grass. This guy here, the Underflock Blaster. Blast 3. Turn, if a Slorf is adjacent, will blast every adjacent tile. Sticks. A wood pile can be destroyed for more sticks. There's a ripening grub there. Then down here we've got a Spit Bug. 1 action. Flying. Spit 1 at range of 2. Another. And a pesky bug. This thing here, the Trialbalisk, we can harvest it and choose from 3 other cards to add to our deck. Otherwise, that is the lay of the land. Right. These guys are going to be annoying because they have a lot of range. Unfortunately, while we can kill one of them with motivation, we can't kill both of them because we don't have 3 actions twice. Which is a shame. We could attempt to move away. Actually, this has 1 action. It can either move or it can attack. It can't do both. So if Hulga goes 1, attack 2, this guy will have to move towards us and won't be able to attack us yet. So that seems like a good start. Now we have to take Gorb's turn first. With a walk, we can just destroy this stick pile. We get more sticks to choose from. There's our branch. We can just hold on to that for a while, I guess. We're going to motivate. Step. Attack. Retreat. They move. They move. And that moves towards us. That bug ripens a bit. Right, we do not have any trees to stand next to near to where we are, which is a shame. But it does give us 3 actions base, which is pretty good. 1, move there, range 2. Alright, I'm going to start. Now we have an initiative tracker on the left, so we can see what order everyone's going to go in. So this guy is going to be able to move before this one does, because though they are flying, they cannot move over the endless void away from the tiles. So this guy's going to move first for 1 with a range of 2. So I think I'm just going to walk over to this stick. Here, we want to move back and attack. Keep ourselves safe. The hard part here, after the enemies are dead, is the Triobelisk, the stone pile, the grass, and the aloe tree are all things I want to harvest. But we need water to harvest, and at the moment we only have 3 apiece. And this water is stuck behind something that requires harvesting to access the water behind it. So that's going to be tough. We have motivation again. So here we can go... We'll go via the food. 1, 2, 3. They drop a pile of goo. That is nice to see. Then there's no trees here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to nature walk. Get the food and the XP. Now, this is annoying. This guy has evade, so it will prevent all damage the first time we try and hit it. And so even with a big strike, it would just absorb the 2 health through the evade, then we wouldn't be able to attack it thereafter. And we don't have a card that gives us 3 actions. So the first attack would still be 1 action, we'd still need another 2 for a second attack, so we're just going to have to tank a hit from this guy, I think. So we'll take our action. Get rid of the evade. Over here, we can explore, get some more food and some sticks. We get hit once, which we knew was going to happen. Then here, I'm going to explore. Hit them, step forward. Then we need to just keep moving. I'm going to play my lazy card because we are flush on food. This ripening grub is going to fly away. We're going to miss our chance to eat them. But now, next to this Triobelisk, I am going to harvest. We can take assist, hop, or work. Give Slorf 1 action, ignore the cost of the next card played. Hop, jump Slorf to any tile within range 2. Work, give Slorf 1 action, no attacks, reduce the cost of a random card, the food card, reduce the food cost of a random card in hand by 1. I'm going to take Hop because that card will be added to our hand immediately, and that will allow us to hop over this plant. Oh, we can't stand in the water. No, it won't. Alright. Well, we can keep moving. It'll be fine. Alright, so we want to do a lap of here to get the XP and the food. You will almost certainly go via that tile, so we can just head on north. Now, with Hulga's 3 water, I do want to harvest this aloe tree before anything else. So our harvest card is still in the deck somewhere. So I'm just going to discard the branch as a free pass. There is said harvest card. So let's motivate ourselves. 1, 2. We learn about the shield. And we will go 3. Do we need to go 3? I guess it's much of a muchness. Killing that guy is going to be annoying because we don't have any ranged attacks at the moment. It only has 2 health though, so we might be able to make that work. Let's go on a nature walk. Then here we can harvest a pod. And now that's out of the way, we get a healing pod. Gives 2 health, and if we're stood next to one another, we'll both get 2 health. And then with that done, we can take one step to here and replenish our water so that we can start harvesting all the other stuff over here that I want. So this guy will only attack us if we are within one range. These underflocked nests, harvest removes the spikes, but if the round ends and we're stood there, we'll take 1 damage. So, let's discard the healing pod as a free pass. We can motivate, and we can go 1, 2, 3 into safety. And here, we're running a little low on food. So I'm just going to take 1 step to there. Then we can quite happily nature walk 1, 2, 3. We are not stood on the spikes. The enemies are clear. We get our camp card. Now we can harvest stone. We can discard that stone as a free pass. We can walk back to the water again. That will replenish. We can just discard hop or walk because we don't need it. We can hop closer to the grass. We can discard motivation for free. We can harvest this grass with the water we collected. And that is all the resources on the board. So, make camp. We got some recipes, we got some goo, lots of experience. Let's see what crafting possibilities we have. So, lots of stuff on this second row. We do also now have enough stuff for a sharp stick or a rock hucker, now that we have a stone and grass. Attack target within range 3 for 1 damage. That needs 1 stick. We have 5 sticks currently. So I think I'm going to get a woodshed, gain 1 sticks each camp, plus 1 scouting level. And I'm going to spend my newly acquired rock on a rock hucker. So that is an attack card, 1 water, 1 damage, 3 range. Can't afford to upgrade anything else, but we can go back to our deck, and we can see in our second attack card slot we now have our rock hucker. The healing pod we gained is sitting here in the effect slot cards. That was where our branch... Oh no, our branch might have been an attack card, but we used the branch to upgrade our woodshed. We now have 7 XP. We could upgrade Nature Walk again to Nature Hike. Give Slorf 3 actions plus 2 for each adjacent tree and water tile. We could upgrade Hop to a Jump. Jump 3 tiles. We could upgrade Lazy down into just a regular Explore. 7 XP. We could do something for 4 and something for 3 and get both improved. Let's upgrade Explore into something else because we're going to fight these bees in a second, and having more actions is going to give us more options against these bees. Backtrack, give Slorf 2 actions, plus 2 actions if Slorf is at edge of map. Easygoing, 1 cost, 2 actions. Flurry, 2 cost, 2 actions, does not increase, while attack cost does not increase while card in use. So we can attack twice, once a piece with Flurry instead. I think I'm going to go Backtrack just because I want to be able to gain a larger amount of actions, and that would be 4, which means we could move once, attack a second time. And then for 3 more, let's upgrade Harvest. So we can take it down to a 1-cost Harvest card, a 2-cost card with a range of 2, or a 3-cost card that harvests everything within 1 tile of the target tile. I'm going to go Forage just so that we can get stuff at range. And then I think today we will jump into 1 more combat. So that is the Choked Hive. We can see the Overgrown Shine and the Wiggling Grave ahead of us. Right, what can we see? There is a Gustwood. Gust pushes enemies and Slorfs one tile in the direction of the wind, and then the wind will rotate once each turn. There is a Root Mother, spreads tangled roots. Another Root Mother, and right next to us here is a Grimp. So we're all going to be pushed that way, except the Grimp cannot move into the void, so the Gustwood is going to go first, pushing us next to them, affording them the opportunity to attack us, which is not what we want. So, what else do we have? Dead tree, harvest for sticks, a mending glyph, some grass, stones, water, more water, a big piece of rubble in the way, and a dying bow. Okay, give me a discarded healing pod for a free action, and I am going to just simply walk this direction one, so that when the wind blows, there is still a gap of one between us, and then they have to move towards us. I'm going to forage this stick, this branch, and then we want to attack this guy for 2. We can do that with Big Strike. Easy stuff. So now it's just the trees that we have to deal with. So we're not actually at threat of being killed unless we run out of resources and we can't find a way to get around the map as needed to kill all of this stuff. But I think to start, we are going to hop over this branch to get closer to the Gustwood. The Gust is going to push us to the right, and then it's going to push us to the bottom right, and then the bottom left, and then the left, and so on. Now, the Tangled Roots cost 2 to enter, but if we get pushed into them, then that is free. But I think we're going to have an easier time coming to this bottom left one to start with. So, I'm going to motivate myself. Actually, Nature Walk is 3. I'm going to Nature Walk myself down to here. We can't be moved into the tiles to the right of ourselves, so we don't get moved. Then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. Now up here, they can't push us through this rubble, so we're not going to move there. Down here, we want to attack the Root Mother. Being pushed that way for 1. We have 2 water left. Let's start with... I take it this stump doesn't count as a tree right now, which is a shame. We're also not next to the edge of the world, so I'm just going to hurl a rock for 1 to start with. We don't move, everything is fine. Now we want to attack this guy a bunch. We are on the edge of the world, so we can get 4 actions. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down here, I'm just going to discard the branch and let the gust push us towards our target. Now, Hulga did move on to the mending glyph. She was not injured, but for the 1 health that it would have been, I'm not super mad about it. This guy has 1 health left. We are going to... Are you a tree? You are a tree. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm going to motivate. Hit them for 1. Then I'm going to hit the sticks that they leave. And this Root Mother is also a tree, so I can play Nature Walk. I guess it would give me 4 actions. And when you're attacking twice, 4 is the same as 3. But still, better than only attacking once. I'm not going to move because we can't, because it's 2 actions to enter. So we end our turn. I thought it wasn't going to let me end my turn then. I'm going to walk 1 into those sticks. This Root Mother needs 1 more damage to die. So let's do that with backtrack. When it dies... Oh, I want to harvest this tree. How important is that to me? Well, we don't have the water to do it anyway, so not important right now. I'm going to jump or hop over to that experience there. I want this grass as well. We are slowly running out of food. There is a bunch of meat in the middle once we get there. So let's just walk one. They are making so many tangled roots. Right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to there. I'm actually just going to take a walk. No, I'm not. We have one water. We're going to pass by some water in a second. So I'm going to destroy that. I'm going to motivate myself over to this grass and back. Then I'm going to walk to the water. That will replenish. I'd also like to replenish my water, but there is water over here, which is not so much of a problem. Let's get close to some kind of food. We can backtrack from the edge of the map. And I'm going to hop into this tangled root. Easier for us to get what we want. A walk here. Now, getting through all of this is going to be a bit of a pain. So we'll motivate and go 1 there and 2 here. Fortunately, they can't make routes with tiles that have food or other items on them. Now, I would like this stone pile. So I can actually stand here and harvest that next turn. As for us, we can walk 2 over to that. Or we can hop over in a second. So let's go lazy. And we'll go via the more plentiful food option. In fact, take both of the big food options. We can forage this from range. We can hop over the tangled roots. Then, how much other stuff do I really want to harvest? There's the tree at the bottom, which would be nice, but not essential. We're also slowly running out of food. We are not next to a tree. That is weeds. Get some more food. I'm gonna replenish my water. We have 1 water currently. So we'll huck a rock over there. Right, can we get down to here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can. I think it's worth trying to get that stick. I'm going to go lazy down to here. We get a recipe on the way for a club. We replenish our own water. We can backtrack to there. We are now in range to harvest that in a second. We just need to move 2 so that we can be adjacent to this. And then big striking it next turn will do the damage we need. We get those sticks. That's destroyed. It leaves some bark and an insight glyph. That is definitely stuff I want. I'm going to move around for free that way. I can walk onto the insight glyph. We get 2 experience. I'm going to hop over that So let's walk towards these sticks. We get a piece of bark, which is lovely. 1 food left, huh? Discard the bark. Discard the stone. Discard the rock hucker, because we have 1 water to spare. Then, if we backtrack, we can actually destroy that and get through to all the resources we want. We can make camp. Everything is grand. Alright, we'll do the crafting and the deck management at the start of part 2 of this run. For now, thank you ever so much for joining me. Join me again soon. We'll see if we can't find the new boss that awaits us out there this time around. We don't know what we're going to get until we get it, though. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Links to the game and all the rest of that stuff will be down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.